Sorry lads, I am back. I was just doing something, it's my bad. Anyway, we had a 1 minute silence for the passing of Ayrton Senna 28 years ago to this day, as Nighthawk goes fastest. There's almost a full lobby today, which is nice to see. And one driver missing. Let's have a look at what these drivers can do. It is the Austrian Grand Prix, as you can probably see by the title name. And I am glad you can join me for today. Few people opting to go on to the medium so far in this Q1 session. 6 people still in the pits, and everyone else is out on track. There's a few people that I haven't seen so far that are in this lobby, so it'll be quite cool to see what they can do. Crawling Boss isn't on the lap, he's backed out of it. Maybe he's gonna just save his ERS for another attempt if he has enough fuel. After having quite a solid race last time out, is on the lap 44.9 in the middle sector. Not a terrible middle sector from the AlphaTauri man. These are one of the hardest corners to get right on this track. Needs to take it ever so carefully. Gets a good exit. Where would this lap put him? 104.9 puts him P4, splitting Cubs in the Red Bull, and Twitch puts in the Alpine. No, Williams, my bad. More people are coming out now. Yusuf started his lap now. And Hack in the McLaren almost gets in his way. 16.3 for a sector from Yusuf. On 2 laps old soft, so this won't be the full potential of Yusuf, obviously, because it's Q1 and he's on used tyres, so let's just have a look at what he can deliver in his Ferrari. Oliveira and Nighthawk are 1 and 2 so far. 6/10 gap between Nighthawk and Oliveira. And then a close gap to Cubs and Oliveira. We'll go back on board with Yusuf. And he has aborted his lap. Right. Let's go for another one through the first corner. That was pretty nice, getting on the curb. He's on 3 laps old tyres now. Still yet to set a lap is Yusuf. He gets a 16.0 first sector. Very good, locks up a little bit. Gets a good exit still though. Didn't meet the apex. Opens the DRS up. Jamie in the Mercedes goes into P2 on the mediums. A 104.3. And he's invalidated his next lap, so he'll be coming in just to see what others can do. And that is Nighthawk, who's binned it on his outlap just before his lap. Nighthawk into the walls. He needs to be very, very careful with rejoining the track, because there's loads of cars that are going past him now. He needs to think smart about this. You can see a gap where the Alpine is coming through sector 3 now. After that, he should be fine to turn around. Here comes the Alpine now of Jamie Biscuit. No, it isn't. My bad. And Nighthawk has turned around, so that's good for him. Who else is on a lap? Lucas has gone up to P6 in the Aston Martin. Those are people using quite a lot of their tyres in this open stages of Q1. 4 drivers still without a time. Leclerc is now on a lap. Oh, and he's gone P3 on a 104.3. That's a very good lap time from him. Only 2 tenths off the pole sitter currently, Nighthawk in a McLaren. Leclerc would obviously want to improve on that lap, but is a good bench time, which puts him 5 tenths ahead of his teammate. Hack puts himself into P4, 6 tenths back from his teammate, but still very competitive. Only 2 drivers yet to set a lap. Axel's invalidated, but he will go on another lap. Let's ride on board with Axel through the first corner. Puts down the power nicely. Opens the DRS. This first sector has been a very good one from Axel. 15.9 in the first sector. Takes a lot of the apex there. Gets a good run. Doesn't really maximise it though. And he has his DRS open. Yusuf is in the pits. Taking it very nicely there is Axel in the Mercedes. On softs, puts on new tyres as well. Leclerc has retired, but I think he's safe. 44.6 in the middle sector for Axel. At the moment, I think he will be around about his teammates if he carries on like this. Nighthawk retires in the pits because he's done enough, I reckon. Comes around the last corner now, does Axel, opens his DRS. Where will this lap put him? Puts him exactly where his teammate is. A 104.3 is on the soft compound, whereas his teammate is on the mediums. That is a very good lap from Jamie, considering he's on the medium tyres. Beating out the likes of Leclerc and Axel and Hack, who are also on the soft, so very impressive there. Yusuf still remains the only driver yet to set a lap. He's on his out lap now. He's still on his old tyres. They will be around about 5 laps old when he gets onto his lap, and hopefully he can set one that is valid. Colin Boss is on a lap. 45.7 middle sector. Needs to improve if he wants to get out of Q1. He did ever so well in the Haas in Saudi Arabia. Let's see what he can do here. Comes around the last corner, puts the throttle down. Will it be a 105? It's a 105.876. Puts him up into P16. It's very close at the bottom there between Velocity and the Alpine and Colin Boss. The Alpines aren't as high as they want to be, but remember, it is still only Q1 and there is a lot to play for. So Yusuf has invalidated his lap. Yusuf, mate, you need to keep it clean. If I was him now, I don't know if I would go on to a new set of tyres, but this is very good. Good lap from the boys. Yes, it certainly is, especially from Jamie. That's what I did say earlier. Is on the mediums and it's looking very competitive. It'll be interesting to see what lap times he can produce on the soft tyre compound. Anyway, he's going on a lap now, is Jamie. Just going up to turn 1, hoping to get a very good exit. Doesn't really hit me the apex, but still does it quite nicely. Does Jamie in the Mercedes. Opens his DRS obviously. Where will this first sector be? He's 10th up already, a 16.0. Does he get a good apex? Axel retires in the pits. Thinks he's done enough. Let's have a look at Jamie and what he can do on 2 laps old medium tyres. Will he absolutely nail this corner? Yes, he does. It gets on the power really nicely there. Does Jamie? What will this middle sector be? How much will it be up? Will it be up by anything? That is the question. He's lost a little bit of time from the first sector, but he's still up by around about a 10th. Has a little bit of a wobble there, does Jamie, but let's see if he can nail this last sector. It's a great corner there. Get good power out of this last corner. That's a very good exit. Opens DRS. Where will this lap put him? Puts him into P2, a 104.1. He improves by almost 2 tenths. That is a very competitive lap from Jamie. So far, oh, and Yusuf is on the lap. He manages to get out. Well, he manages to set a valid lap, which puts him P10. but on 6 lap old tyres, that's not going to be useful in the race, is it? But luckily for him, it's only Q1 and he's got more to play with. What is on a lap, I think, in the house, who is right at the back, get to set a fully competitive lap time, who would love to get himself up into whereabout his teammate is. Anyway, it's middle sector. I did not see. There's a car off track. I think it's Jamie. Put him to the side. Where will this lap put What comes around the penultimate corner now? Here comes the last corner. That's a very good last corner. Opens the DRS. Where will this put him? 105.5. That is a really good lap from What in the house. Puts him near enough 3 tenths ahead of his teammate. Potentially we could see a house getting out of Q1 today. That would be absolutely amazing. Velocity is on a lap. He needs to set another lap just to make sure he's safe. He's up a little bit in the first sector, not by a lot, but he is up. Oh, and I think he's backed out of it, has Velocity. Not exactly sure why, but What doesn't really help if he was on a lap, but I don't think he was. Coin Boss was meant to be on the lap, but it hasn't validated. Owen Master starts his lap now. Let's have a look at this. Where will this lap put him? He needs a very good lap to get out of Q2. He's already, he's on par with his best in the first sector. Doesn't really get a good exit and he's lost the rear. Let's just hope he's got enough fuel for another lap, because that was not a good exit from Owen Master, man. He'll be hoping to improve, obviously, to get out of Q1 into Q2, but the question is, will he do it? Yeah, Lucas, you're in P10, you're looking quite comfortable there. I would say you would be just about fine. Twitchbox and Williams has done a great job. Just got beaten by Josh in the AlphaTauri, but Twitchbox is doing a bit of a madness here for Williams, who so far have a few points on the board, I think. Yes, they do. Twitchbox in P12 though, retires into the pits. He thinks he's done enough. Owen Master Mad hasn't validated. This is him out of Q1. First driver to be completely eliminated without any chance now. Owen Master Mad will be starting P19 unless there is any penalties. Anyway, Coin Boss does need to improve if he wants to get into Q2. Rounds the last corner. Where would his lap put him? Absolutely sends it. So 105.6 puts him P16. Coin Boss gets beaten by his teammate, and I think that is quali over for him. Velocity has invalidated as well. He is out of qualifying. It's the Alpine man of Yuan. I hope I said that right. Anyway, he is up by a little bit, goes through the penultimate last corner, now through the last corner, gets a great exit from the Alpine man. Well, this lap put him, it puts him P18. An Alpine driver has been eliminated from Q1. That is not a good qualifying from him on his, I think it is his debut, but it's not a great time. Coin Boss isn't on another lap. I think this is the Q1 eliminees, and it's not exactly what I was expecting with an Alpine down there. Twitchbook's doing a great job. Both AlphaTauris getting safely through, and Yusuf did improve to P7, so at least he's closer to his teammate. a lot to look forward to in Q2. Anyway, this is quali over. I mean Q1, my bad, and on to Q2 next time around. Anyway, P1 Nighthawk only by 14 milliseconds, and Jamie is on the medium tyres, so that is very competitive from him. Axel and Mercedes P3, Leclerc P4, Hack P5, Libiera P6, Yusuf P7, Cubs P8, Owen P9, Lucas in the Aston Martin P10, Josh P11, Twitch Perks P12, Civic 13, Splendy 40, You What, Calling Boss, Juan, Velocity, Own Master Mad are eliminated. On to Q2 now. Let's see what this can offer. It'll be quite interesting to see what happens considering what we just saw in Q1. Obviously anything can spoil anyone's chances of getting to Q3. Just one error can cost them the chance to get into Q3, so just getting up all of the data. Should we have tyres? No. Yeah, we'll have tyres on. We'll have fastest lap. Alright, let's have a look at who will be the first car going on to the track. As I said earlier, Twitch folks doing an absolutely great job to get into Q2. I think it's the Aston Martin of Splendy, who's the first driver out in Q2. We'll be on board of him. He did have a very good Q1. He was around about his teammates' pace, but we'll hope to do a little bit better to get into Q3. A few more drivers coming out now. Leclerc and Uwat is out. Oh, a Haas made it through as well, which is good for him. Of course, Nighthawk in the McLaren, who was P1 in Q1, does show that he has got some very good pace, but he is on the mediums now, so it will be very interesting to see how he does. Obviously, people are mixing strategies now as Splendy goes off on his outlap. Don't know what's happened there, but that would have done his tyres any good whatsoever. Anyway, who is the first person to start their lap? It is Leclerc, who comes across the line now to start his lap. Right behind him is Uwat in Haas. Gets a very good exit. Opens his DRS, very nice from him. 16.0 in the first sector. Purple so far, as it is the only one to set the first sector time so far. The Alpine is going very slow through sector 1. I think he's invalidated. But anyway, Leclerc on soft tyres. Red Bull splitting strategies here. Potentially looking for a different strategy, obviously. 44.4 middle sector for Leclerc. Not too bad. That is around about where he was last time out. Let's see about his last corner. Does he get the power? He gets invalidated. Last corner, so he won't be able to do the next lap either. That is very annoying from him, as Uwat sets a 1 in 5.7 in the Haas. Don't think that would be competitive enough to be into Q3. As Leclerc gets out the way and Uwat has a wobble. Curbs in the Red Bull goes into P1 on a 1 in 5.1 on the medium tyres, not immediately being beaten by a whole second from Nighthawk, who gets around about the same time as Jamie did in Q1. Maybe these two drivers could be fighting for the win, who knows. But talking about Jamie, he did get a purple middle sector but has invalidated, so that's not good for him. He will be going for another lap though. Splendy does settle up, but I think I already said that. Oliveira on the Ferrari. On the soft compounds, set to 104.7. He'll be looking to improve on that time, I am sure of it. Jamie is on a lap. His first sector time is purple, a few thousandths up on Leclerc's, who would have been net P1. But anyway, Jamie, will he get a good exit out of this corner? He needs to not get much wheel spin. He does just that. He gets a good exit, shifts up quite well, lifts a little bit, but it's a very good middle sector. 44.375 purple foot middle sector. It's just a little bit up on Nighthawk. Where can this lap put Jamie in the Mercedes? Goes round the last corner now. Doesn't fully commit. Probably lost around about half a tenth there. Where will this put him? It's a 104.0. We are still awaiting for the first 103 of the day. And who will it be? Jamie does put himself into P1 though. Nighthawk has invalidated. He won't be on another lap. Yusuf on the medium tyres, beating out his teammate on the softs with a 107.7. They are very close together, which is good to see. Ferrari. Cubs will be looking to improve. Still have 5 drivers yet to set a lap. Lucas is coming out. Nope, Axel isn't. Hack is out on his out lap. OM is just starting his lap. So is Twitch folks. No, he's invalidated. OM getting a pretty... No, don't really know, but he's going to get a good slipstream from the Alpine. Gets a 16.2 first sector. He's 2 tenths off Jamie. It's a good lap so far. Maybe that slipstream helping him a little bit, but let's see what he can do. .2 middle sector. Anyway, OM has put himself into P8. Sorry, I was out. And he has got a 105.2. Would probably need to do a bit better than that to get safely through, but that isn't his last attempt, so that is good to hear. Hack has invalidated. Lucas is on a lap, squat 16.2, same as OM. Where will this lap put him now? Lucas is a very good driver, very quick and consistent, so it will be good to see where he can plot himself in. Goes around the last corner now. Lucas has invalidated. Oh. Lucas invalidates again, which isn't good. Hack is on a lap. He'll be looking to get 1 lap in at least competitive one. Goes around the last corner now, does Hack. This lap's been very good. He's put himself into P3. That's a pretty good lap from him. 4 attempts ahead of the Ferrari man of Yusuf. So, of course, he'll be happy with that. Not much going on right now. Leclerc is on a lap. On a pretty good lap so far. Completely doesn't really know it. It's the story of my life. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Anyway, Leclerc is on a lap, goes around the last corner now. It's not been the greatest of laps, but this lap will put him into P2, purple last sector, puts him on a 1 in 4 points 1. So, it's not, he has time to gain, does Leclerc, but it just depends how much, but I think he will be safely through to Q3. So that is what he needs. Twitchbox is on a lap. Doesn't really fully commit. That is not a real purple middle sector. Sorry to take it off. Twitchbox goes into P11, definitely can. Twitchbox is on a level up, which is good. Anyway, Twitchbox. Well, does that put him? He's in P11 at the moment. Goes around the last corner, does get a pretty good exit right up on a curb. Where would this put him? Puts him P10. Just about puts himself into Q3 territory, but Axel and Lucas I'll be worried about if I was him. So if he has enough time, I would go into the pits and put on some new tyres, but oh, Lucas gets invalid. Not good for him. Standing up by 2 tenths already for the first sector. But looking to get out of Q2 into Q3. Let's see if we can do it. You're waiting. Anyway, he's 5 attempts up through the middle sector. It would put him around about P12. Let's see if he can improve even more in the last sector. Doesn't really fully commit, gets a good last corner, doesn't validate somehow. Doesn't go into Q3 so far. Does he have enough fuel for another lap? I think he's going for it. Anyway, Axel really needs a lap in. He's not really been showing any true pace so far, apart from, well, Q3, Q1, but goes around the last corner now. This will surely put him into Q3, and he's the first man to go into the 103s. That is a good lap from Axel, considering he had only one lap to do it. He did it with Sebastian Vettel both times. He's done only one laps in both quali sessions, and he is at the top of the timings ahead of his teammate Jamie, which is very good for Mercedes so far. Just hope they can build the momentum on for Q3 now. It'll be interesting to see. Not much else is going on. Twitch Perks is out of Q2. Who should we watch? Splandy's invalidated. Phil's invalidated. Will he go for another? No, he can't. So we have our Q3 order here. 5 people eliminated. Twitch Perks, the Alpine, Splandy, and Lucas yet to set a lap. So not good signs for Aston Martin, but if it was realistic this season, then that would be where they're aiming for. Haas and P14, that's very good. Williams and P11. If Twitch Perks was in any other team, I'd dread to think where it would be. I don't know. Whew. Oh well, I'll give up. No, Lucas, come on man. You can't give up. There's still a race. There's still a race, Lucas. Just keep it consistent. Don't get any warnings, and then later in the race it will help you a lot. So, yeah, Splandy is the only one yet to hit the checkered flag. It's just gonna wait for him to get put back into the pits, and he will be put in now. Well, I think he will. I'm slower than the Williams here. Nah, you just needed to set a lap. If you did set a clean and invalid lap, then I reckon you could have potentially got into Q3. Anyway, Axel and Jamie, 1-2 for Mercs, very good for them. Leclerc in P3, Nighthawk P4, Hack P5, used to P6, RVRL P7, OM P8, Cubs P9, Josh P10. Some people on the medium, some people on the softs. Medium tyres will be the optimal strategy though, I reckon. Just watch out for them runners at the end of the race. Anyway, the eliminated drivers are Twitch Perks, the Alpine, Splandy, and unfortunately Lucas, who didn't set a lap time, but will hope to do better in the race, and I'm sure he will. who's going to be the first driver on track. It will be Josh. Anyway, Josh will be hoping to do a good Q3, as he did do a good Q2 and his lap time was very competitive. Anyway, the Red Bulls and the Mercedes are meant to be the favourites, but at the moment I would not count out Nighthawk after him doing 2 very good qualifyings. But yeah. Anyway, we will ride on board for Nighthawk because I want to see where he gets, and also I'm intrigued what he can do in the McLaren. Anyway, through turn 1 he goes. Does not the best of corners, opens his DRS though. So he's hoping for a very good qualifying, gets a 15.8 first sector. Oh, doesn't get a good exit though, which would have cost him a valuable lap time. But yeah. Josh sets a 104.91 in his AlphaTauri. First man set a lap. Leclerc sets a 106.8, but he's going for another one. Anyway, you say that. So anyway, Nighthawk puts himself into P1 with a 104.4, RVRL P2. Owen puts himself P3 just ahead of his teammates. Jamie is invalidated. Axel's on a lap, 15.9 first sector. Cubs is invalidated. We'll ride on board with Axel as he is on a lap. So is Leclerc though, but he's invalidated as well. Axel hasn't done well and he's gone off. Axel and Mercedes both having a bad first half of Q3, so they're hoping to get at least 1 lap in without spinning. Anyway, Axel has come into the pits. Jamie will be going on a lap now. Oh, and Leclerc goes P1 with a 104.311. nice good lap from him. Immediately gets beaten by Hack and McLaren. McLaren looking very strong here. Hack goes really wide. Don't know what happened there. And Jamie sits 1 in 4.0 for the Mercedes team, who are being very, very strong. Very good. He's not on another lap. He did that on 3 laps on tyres as well, so... Not much going on right now. But anyway, not me. Anyway, Yusuf is still yet to set laps, so same with Axel. They were looking to get at least 1 lap in. Alright, anybody? Anyway, let's have your predictions in the comments. Who will get pole? I wonder who it will be. Anyway, I have my bets of who will get pole, but we will see.
We don't want your brings, but we don't want your worms.
Anyway, Nighthawk gets P1 by the smallest of margins. McLaren 1 and 3 so far. That is very good for them. Will anyone have anything to say about it? Axel is on a lap. He's got a 16.0 first sector. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him, which is Yusuf in the Red Bull. No, not Red Bull. Ferrari. As the clerk goes P1 in that Red Bull. This is getting very interesting now. Nighthawk does not have an answer. He is out. He's done all he can. And Axel hasn't validated. He's got purple middle sector as well. That is a shame for him. Anyone else on a lap? Hack is on a lap. He's down a little bit though. And Nighthawk has binned it. Jamie is up by a 10th. So far this will put him into P1. But let's keep on him and see what he can get. Comes around the penultimate corner now. Now the last corner. Where will this put him? It's going to be P1 103.9 flat. So that is a very good lap from him. Puts Mercedes into P1. What about Axel? Got 16.0 first sector. True. And Nighthawk gets a 5-second time, but case drop for blocking someone. That will not help him in the slightest. Support. No. Anyway, it's pretty close on track. Qualifying has ended, and if Yusuf can't do anything, no he can't. That is Jamie on pole. Axel couldn't do anything about it. He's plotted himself into P5. Not a great quali for Ferrari, but a great quali for McLaren. Curbs in the Red Bull has had an absolute stinker down in P9. Oh, for God's sake. Anyway, Curbs is sadly in P9. Yusuf has finished, and that is Q3 done and dusted. Anyway, the finishing order is Jamie, then the clerk, then Hack, Nighthawk in P4, gets a 5-place grid penalty for blocking someone, I'm not sure who. Axel P5 from Mercedes, Ferrari are P6 and 7 with Gamer and Oliveira, P8 and 10 for the AlphaTauris, and P9 for Curbs fan, which he will want to improve during the race. So let's see what he can do. It's going to be a fight back. Depends how much he can fight. Loads of people in the paddock having a huge argument. Well done. Alright, as you can see, the people are on the terrace. let's see what this race brings. We have got a Mercedes on pole for this Grand Prix. We'll see where this gets. How many Qs? Anyway, there it is, a formation lap. Lights are out. Mercedes of Jamie leads us onto the way. We'll put up the tyres. Leader. Jamie, through other leagues, has been very competitive and has got a lot better since I've seen him at the beginning. He is ahead of Leclerc in the Red Bull, who's had a very good qualifying, just ahead of Hack in the McLaren. And I've just realised that Nighthawk did get a 5-place grid penalty, which puts him down to P9. Both the Ferrari boys looking quite comfortable up in P5 and 6, maybe looking to gain some places during the race though, and eyeing up their opportunities. But Twitchbooks in the Williams having another solid weekend as it stands. Hopefully I do not jinx him, but just gotta wait and see. Correct. Anyway, it is moments away from lights out. Velocity has got disqualified and Master Mad has spun. I mean, just silence, right? This is, remember that spin for the rest of our lives. Let me just clip that. Alright, there you go. Everybody is lining up on the grid now, getting ready for the lights to go out. There goes the Haas peeling up. A good qualifying from Watt in the Haas, just ahead of the Aston Martin of Lucas, who would like to gain some places during the race. Qualifying boss did well last time out, but it is almost lights out. When will the lights start? They do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's lights out, and away we go. Jamie gets a very, very good start. Leclerc doesn't have the same reaction time. The Ferrari of Yusuf gets too aggressive into turn 1. Loads of people going wide, and that's a Haas going wide as well. Curbs in the Red Bull has gone off, and that is Ewart as well at the back there. What has happened there? Anyway, going back to the front now. What is happening? There is a huge battle between the Mercedes and Red Bull. Jamie has lost a place to Leclerc, and Axel is looking in on the action. Can he do anything about it? Hack has had a terrible start. He's down to P12. There's a huge battle down in the midfield between Colin Boss and Own Master. Same with the both Alpines. They have had a wretched start there. Lucas up into P10. Twitchbooks in the McLaren. No, Williams is up into P8. Had a great start from him, capitalising on all the mistakes. Nighthawk regaining his places that he lost. Ferraris looking very nice. Anyway, through lap 1, Leclerc has a 5/10 lead. Not pulled out a gap so far, but he'll be looking to extend it during the race. But he has got two very fast Mercedes drivers right behind him, as Axel, I think, did hit the back of Jamie, maybe. Anyway, Axel not having the greatest of qualities for Mercedes, but will be looking to maintain this podium position during the race. Both of the Ferraris are doing well. Split strategy, remember, so Yusuf is obviously ahead for now, but maybe it would be smarter to move them around just so Oliveira could get up to Axel. Although they are pretty close, there is a huge DRS train starting to form now. Let's not do the leader, let's do interval. It's a 9-tenth gap separating the top 3 so far. It's a 5-tenth gap now. This is getting very close. Will they hit the back of each other? No, they'd certainly keep it nice and clean. Let's look back through the field. Twitch books up into P7 now. Gets past OM. Having a great race for the Williams team. Both AlphaTauris running solidly in the points. Hack trying to make up his ground after a wretched start for him. Lucas in the Aston Martin losing place, dropping down to P11. Velocity and Ownmaster in the Alfa Romeos having pretty good starts, and both the Haas's line stern as well. So yeah. Anyway, Gamer sets fastest lap of 106.7. He's closing in on Axel actually. Maybe these medium tyres already beginning to work for him, as the top 3 aren't getting away, and Yusuf sends it. Bit of contact there between the Red Bull, no, the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Hasn't got the move done, but Axel maintains the place and gets it back. Yusuf will be looking to fight back though. It is, how many cars in the top? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 different constructors in the top 10. It's great to see. Yusuf all over the rear of Axel Ritz, dropping Nighthawk a little bit. Actually no, Nighthawk is up into P5 now, having a very good race. Twitch puts back down into P8, overtaken by OM. Lap 5 out of 36, and Nighthawk is the man to watch so far. He sets a 106.7 in the McLaren. He has the pace, and he's catching up to Yusuf now. Oh, and Yusuf sends it again on Axel, but Axel gets a better exit again. And will he keep the place? Will Yusuf decide to send it? No, he'll think better of it. Doesn't send it yet. Axel gets a very good exit. Leclerc is still holding on to his lead, but has nowhere near the same amount of ERS as Jamie. Jamie is conserving his ERS very nicely. Very consistent so far. Surprised that there's been no safety cars or virtual safety cars so far. There has been one DNF, Cubs fan, 2007 in the Red Bull, who got contact probably from behind or just lost it on the curb in turn 1, but it is very close at the front. There is a huge DRS train starting to form. The top 6 starting to drop the rest of the pack though, as Leclerc has been overtaken by Jamie. Jamie has been able to get through. Will Leclerc fight back? Will he go down the inside? Jamie is using a bit of his ERS as well. Down the inside he goes. Both the Alpines having a terrible race at the back, scrapping each other. But Leclerc regains the place for the Red Bull team. This is a great camera view. Look how close everyone is in the top 6. This is a lovely sight to see, and to see how close the top, well, I would have said top 4 teams, but unfortunately Cubs did retire. He probably would have been there though. Watch. Anyway, look how close Yusuf is, and Nighthawk, but there will be a move for the lead once again. Jamie will go for it. Leclerc, will there be contact? Has Yusuf fully sends it. Nighthawk hits the back of Axel. That wasn't the cleanest of corners, but Leclerc doesn't get the momentum that Jamie has, and Jamie has taken P1 and hopefully will keep it as Yusuf maintains his place on Axel Ritz. That's a very risky move from Yusuf, but manages to keep it stick. Maybe a little bit of contact though, as Nighthawk has dropped down a place to Oliveira. I'm not sure, he might have damage, who knows. If not, then he's got away with it quite well, and he has got damage. Nighthawk got damage from hitting the back of Axel Ritz because of Oliveira, as the first penalty of the day goes to Yusuf in the Ferrari, who has been exceeding track limits a bit too much. A very naughty boy, as Nighthawk goes into the pits on the hards. Will Yusuf make the move on Axel Ritz again? Yes, he will, but then at the front, well, Yusuf does get the move done, but he has a big snap, and Jamie has been overtaken by Leclerc once again. It's a good battle at the front, but the top two are starting to build a gap now on P3 and P4 in the race. If they want anything to do in this race, then just focus and put the foot down. Three-second time penalty for Splandy and for Axel Ritz in the same corners sequences, and 3 drivers already getting penalties. The warnings will be very crucial, as Axel goes really wide. I don't know what just happened there, and both the Ferraris have blasted past him. I'm not sure what's happened there with Axel Ritz, but he is confusing me now. I'm not sure what's happening to him, because he's dropping down the pack so much. He's losing so much time right now. Has he managed to pick up the speed? Yes, he has. He's sorted out his issue, but he's sadly dropped a long way back now, as Yusuf has been passed by Oliveira, who is now up into P3 for the Ferrari. And Yusuf, does he have damage? Yusuf does have damage. He would have got a warning for that as well, and for that, does he speed on the pit lane? No, but he is coming into the pits. These soft compound tyres will surely be going off in a little while, which will help Hack a lot if he can close the gap. Twitchbooks, as I said earlier, is having a great race. He is so close to a top 5 place at the moment. Oh! Twitchbox has gone! That is the weirdest spin I have ever seen from a driver, and that is an AlphaTauri of Josh as well that doesn't really join the track safely. And Colin Boss and Own Master Mad are having their own separate battle once again, just like in Jeddah. This is a very, very crazy race so far. Loads of crashes and slight taps aren't really helping anyone, but yeah. Anyway, back to the front. Leclerc is having another go at Jamie, who has got past him once again. The battle at the front is helping these two great drivers get away, but Oliveira is starting to close in a little bit, dropping Axel in the Mercedes. Hack is starting to gain on them now, because the tyres must be worn out a bit. But yeah, Oliveira at the moment leads own race. The top two are streaking away. Twitch Perks gets overtaken by Splandy now. His race went from really good to really downhill. It's not great. Will he get back through? No, he won't. But back to the front, this is where I would like to see Leclerc and Jamie battling once again. Leclerc goes down the inside. He will get the DRS on his straight. Leclerc has made the move stick and he is through. Yusuf down into P13 has set a fastest lap of a 1:06.3. He won't be able to make the tyres to the end, so he'll have to pit again some point. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how fast he can get through this traffic in front of him. Nighthawk has came out in front of Yusuf. I just realised that. As the Alpine of 7 gets a penalty. The Alpines are having an absolute torrid time. One of them has already been lapped, and so the other one will be lapped probably. Anyway, back to the front. Leclerc and Jamie having another great battle. There is yellow flags in sector 3. That is Twitch Perks, who has gone off, who was facing the wrong way. Oh, Twitch Perks not having the greatest of races, as there's a huge battle here. There's a huge train of cars just in the midfield. There's loads of people there. Axel is in the pits from Mercedes, making his first stop. He's doing pretty well. OM puts himself up into P5 because of his pit stop. And Leclerc has got back through on Jamie, and there is a safety car. There is a safety car that would have helped out who just pitted. Axel pitted, so that would have helped him. How? Anyway, the front, everyone will be coming to the pits now, surely. And everyone will be going on to brand new tyres. Never seen anybody do the things you do before. Anyway, those people in the pits. Let's see who comes out in front. Lucas gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Yusuf. Lucas, I think that was going into the pits. Not too much going on. But there is a safety car. For the first of the day, the Alpine driver of Yuan has DNF'd. Twitch Perks is on the softs. The people on the soft tyres won't make it to the end. I think if I was them, I'd do this lap now and then go on to the mediums for the rest of the race. Twitch Perks, if you can hear me, go into the pits. But you probably won't, which is probably fair. But I'm gonna mute my mic because my mum's doing the smoothie thing. Anyway, out of nowhere, Hack has absolutely bolted back up the field, and this has really helped McLaren. But the one person who it hasn't helped is Yusuf, who's now stuck down in P13. But he did pit again, didn't he? So he would have been around there. Anyway, everyone is almost caught up. Twitch Perks is quite a long way back though. Sorry, I'm just quiet, I'm just doing something. Anyway, back up at the front, not Lucas, Leclerc on brand new mediums. Well, everyone's on brand new tyres apart from Nighthawk, who's on 7 laps old hards, which will maybe help him at the end of the race. But, anyway, I am tired. Oh, I got commentated tomorrow as well. Oh my god. Oh. Anyway, RVRL Austria season 3. This has actually been pretty good so far. It's been very entertaining. Loads of battles. And yeah, it can only get better. We've only had 2 DNFs, which is very good for this league standards. Okay. Anyway, safety car is in this lap. The clerk will get us underway. Let's hope he can get a good restart for his sake. Oliveira up into P3. He's come out of nowhere and is looking very feisty today. Both the McLarens are also with a shout of winning the race. When will Clerk go? That is the question. He's gone. Leclerc has gone. He's dropped loads of people, and Jamie didn't get the best of starts. So even about to get higher temperature into his tyres. Leclerc goes wide. Leclerc goes wide. Jamie goes through. Jamie in the Mercedes is in P1 now. But here comes Oliveira. They all go a little bit wide. Leclerc maintains the lead somehow. Yusuf has retired in the Ferrari. Lucas and Colin Boss are having another battle. Lucas around the outside. Will it be a safety car? I don't think it will be. No, it won't. Back up to the front now. Hack is right on the back of Axel Ritz. He's on the soft, so he needs to make up some ground. He took a time penalty for Twitch Perks and Williams down in P14, who has now spun. Yet again, this race has gone bad to worse for Twitch Perks. Anyway, Leclerc maintains his lead. It's still in P1. Jamie is getting hunted down by Oliveira in the Ferrari. The one and remaining Ferrari, but yeah. Anyway, Riviera has every chance of winning this race. Yep, yellow flag in sector 3. Yep, sector 3 and 2, my bad. Twitchbox has crashed, and that is a safety car. Yet again, Hack, I did not see. And Axel. They obviously came together, did them two. Two safety cars in around about 5 laps. That is not good, and when I did say we weren't having too many DNFs, I might have jinxed that a bit. Oh, and Hack is going into the pits, and Axel DNFs in the pit lane. That scared the life out of me. That felt so realistic. Ooh, I've just realised velocity in Alfa Romeo is now in P5. No, not P5, P6. And you are in a Haas. Those are drivers that are out of place at the moment, such as Hack and Lucas. But there's quite a few laps left. I'm finding it hard to get my words out right now. But yeah. But anyway, velocity is looking very good for this race. Alfa Romeo in P9 and P6 so far. Anyway, top 3 is a Ferrari, Mercedes and a Red Bull. The safety car is in this lap. Leclerc will lead us underway yet again. Hopefully he'll have a better restart than the last time. Oh no. Anyway, Leclerc will lead us away, and we'll see what we could do. Anyway, when will Leclerc go? He's done it well last time. Will he do the same? He's just warming up his tyres. Jamie is prancing like a horse. So is Oliveira. He's gone. Leclerc has gone. And OM is right on the back of Oliveira. Will he make the move? No, he won't. Do they all keep it clean? Yes, they do. Hack. Oh, Hack spins by himself. That is a nasty error. And what happens there? There's no way that he spun him by himself. Did he just drive into the wall? I'm not sure, but there's been loads of DNFs so far. Leclerc maintains his lead, but Jamie's on the outside. Will he make the move? Oliveira going around the outside of Jamie now. Can he make it? This is a great battle. This almost reminds me of RVRL when I was battling with RVRL Charlie, and then I spun because I clipped the curb. But anyway, Oliveira right onto the back of him. No. Leclerc, 3-second time penalty. That is huge for the race. That is huge. Anyway, who else? Velocity's been overtaken by Josh. What's going on? Nighthawk's there. I'm doing really well. Anyway, and Nighthawk are having another good battle. Leclerc is in the lead still, maintaining it quite nicely. Hack sets the fastest lap of the race, but he is down in P12, so we can't really do anything about it. Leclerc, though, has other ideas, and he can still win this race, but he will be hoping for the other drivers to get a penalty. Just like that, Oliveira getting a 3-second time penalty. That will not help him at all in his pursuit of a podium. There's the Alfa Romeos and Haas line astern here at the moment. Looking very good for double points for both teams, but Hack is closing in on the top 10 very fast. Anyway, here comes the man himself. Jamie's still behind. Oh, this is a great battle between the Haas and the Alfa Romeo. This is very close. Who will come back on top? Oh, it's the Alfa Romeo of Owen Master. He makes the move stick. That is very good. Anyway, let's focus on the battle at the front. Leclerc and Oh no, Leclerc and Jamie having a good battle. Still, it's getting dropped a little bit though. Jamie is. The gap is around about 6/10 of a second. Jamie has a huge snap. He lost a bit of time there, but with the DRS, it's starting to gain back. Will he get a good exit out of this corner? He does just that. He opens DRS, but he doesn't use any ERS. Decides to save it for another lap. There's a at the back. Hack gets past Coin Boss, and Own Master Mad gets passed by Ewart. Ewart's having a very good race. Josh in Avatari is getting dragged back into this battle now. It's becoming a 5-car battle when Hack closes in. And back up to the front. Clerk is starting to even out the gap now. Saved 7/10 for a lap now. But Jamie with the DRS, if he didn't have it, he wouldn't be in the 1 second gap. So he is grateful for it, and he is doing ever so well so far. If he keeps it clean, he will win. Lucas gets a penalty, 3 seconds for multiple ones. Anyway, back at the front, Jamie is having another go at Leclerc. Doesn't get the move done quite yet. Yeah. What? Anyway, this is getting very interesting at the front. Anyway, this is getting very interesting at the front. Oliviera's getting dropped, but he is in a gap of his own. He's not getting challenged from behind, and he's not got any challenge in front. There's a huge battle at the back. Hack is making his way through very nicely. It's a good recovery drive from him. If you get up to P6 and get past these two very fast, maybe he has a chance of P5, who knows. Josh and Ewart are battling once again. Ewart manages to get past Josh. I'm not sure if that's meant to happen at Haas getting past an AlphaTauri, but it just did. So yeah, Josh gets back through though. Hack wants a bit more of it. Will he make any moves? Oh, Nighthawk gets a penalty. The only person in the top 5 yet to have a penalty is Jamie, who is making a move on Leclerc. Hasn't really... Jamie doesn't keep the move. Leclerc fights back. Oh, sector 2 yellow flags. That is an Aston Martin of Splandy who has... No, it isn't Lucas. Why? Anyway. 5 laps left of this Austrian Grand Prix. It's been very long. There's been quite a few DNFs this race. But not as many penalties that I would have imagined. Hack has now got past you, what? And he will hopefully get past Josh now. Josh has got loads of ERS, not using any for some reason. Hack manages to find a way through. Sector 3 yellow flags, that is Lucas out of the race. I am not surprised if he deliberately did that, but I'm not sure. Can't really say anything, but Jamie is still right behind Leclerc and still fighting. Depends on what you can do. Can you get there? Anyway, Jamie is not going to make a move right now. Can he make a move in this straight? No, doesn't really get a good exit. Gets a lot of wheel spin, opens the DRS though. Can he get the move done? Will it be a hand? Okay. Anyway, I've got to go for my dinner really soon, so I hope this hurries up. Because if it doesn't, then I cannot spectate the rest of this. I'll just have to leave it on for you guys. Oh, that would have been a warning there. For Jamie is closer than he was last lap. Leclerc has got some ERS, but Jamie has more. Jamie, as it stands, will he get through? No, he'll think about it. Will he go for the dive bomb? No. It's a little snap of oversteer. Hack, meanwhile, is absolutely rapidly gaining on you. On OM, as Jamie makes a move on Leclerc. Will he keep it? Yes, he does. That is a great move from Jamie in Mercedes. A rightful move. In fact, this is probably pure pace as well. If Jamie holds on to this will be one of his first race wins of the season, I think. Tell me why, tell me what, tell me sweet little lies. Jamie is still in front, but Leclerc is right behind him. He's got his DRS open. If I was him, I'd back off a little bit here, but he doesn't. Leclerc covers him off, moves under braking, gets a little bit of a snap of oversteer. Jamie will get through probably. Will Leclerc dive late? Yes, he will. Gotta keep it clean. Yes, they do. Jamie regains the place. Alright.
Why are you talking?
Because I have to. I'm commentating. Yeah. Virtual commentating. Anyway. Jamie is thinking about the move down the inside. Goes around the outside. No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. Leclerc He's doing pretty well in his defence, but his penalty is fallen to him. Let's check warnings. Jamie has 1, 2. If Jamie gets one more warning, he will potentially lose this race. The clerk just needs to pray and hope that he gets one more warning. Yeah? Is he ready? Anyway, guys, I'm sorry that I have to go now, but I will leave it on the battle for the lead while I go, but it's been a pleasure commentating, and I will be here next week, so thanks. that was the end of the race. Sorry, I missed the ends, but that was the end, and I do hope you enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure commentating, as always, and see you soon.